Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with today's trading action. Now, just a quick recap. We had the important inflation numbers out of the US yesterday. Now, they came out as expected, the month-on-month a little bit lower than the forecast, but this sets the Fed onto a potential September cut. Now, the dollar did move lower after the event based on the retail sales figures and the New York Empire State Manufacturing Index, right? These numbers were all lower and pushing the dollar down. So what do we have at the moment? Well, we've got sort of clear bias. And this isn't like the non-farm payrolls where it rushes out of the gates and everything sort of discombobulates. We're talking about a situation, if I just get onto the hourly charts there, where the dollar is like, this is it. We are going lower on the dollar at this point, right? So we're seeing things roll over here. There's going to be opportunities to get into this. I'm going to say it was a bit of an easy sell there on dollar yen. I missed it and I'm a bit pissed off about that, but you're seeing the dollar move and we have opportunities across the board. Now, this is where you got to really connect the dots because today, right, we just want to see a backup of that same momentum. So when I come into today's market, I'm looking around for opportunities here. We do have a bit of a head kicker, right? A bit of a market shaker, the Aussie employment numbers. Stronger numbers here would work nicely with the current momentum. Which is a US dollar lower, Aussie up. That gives us a double trade. And then hopefully we get some sort of like coalesce of the data, US numbers. If we see weaker building permits, housing numbers, and these jobless claims and the Philly Fed and the industrial production numbers, right? If we see all these data coming weaker, they're going to be starting to factor in the rate cut from the Fed even sooner, and the dollar will accelerate to the downside. Now, you can't miss it at this point because if you miss these opportunities, and I'd expect these Fed officials to start talking the prospects of rate cuts a little bit more aggressively. If you miss the opportunities now, let me just show you the daily charts. What will happen is you'll miss the whole trade. Now, we do have opportunities coming up here. Like dollar Swiss is just breaking down. Euro is just getting going. Sterling hasn't really kicked through. Aussie's at a key level, and there's a bit of room to go for the Kiwi. And on dollar CAD, it's also primed, right? So you need to get into this trade, like a trend trade, on the next sort of round of numbers, because if the numbers come in weak, it'll go. And what you'll be looking at then is a situation where you have, if I come back to the hourly charts, you'll have instruments with no levels around anywhere. And doesn't mean you can't get into them, but there's a little bit more risk involved because the market's not working as one. You know, it's all like a bit disjointed. So just be aware of that. I think dollar yen, I think we've seen the highs. I think that's it, right? Barring any sort of major turnaround in the US numbers, there's no need for the Bank of Japan to intervene anymore. The dollar is doing what it wants to do, and that's go down. That's what they've been waiting for. So to me, opportunities galore. You just need to fine tune your analysis to try and reduce the risk on your entry. That's what that's all about. Okay, we know the direction, but to get your trade plan to maximize the capital and lower the risk, that's why we're looking for trend lines and the opportunities to get into these trades. Exciting times. If you're not trading, I don't know why the hell you're even looking at this video, but get trading because this is where the cash is and the markets are hotting up very nicely. Just on that, as we come out of that North American session, I should just sort of give you a look at what's going on. The pretty flat there on the equities, the like European equities up, Euro, Sterling, Aussie, Kiwi up, and the dollar lower, right? So like a risk on profile in the currencies in particular. So make sure you sort of check that out. I think it's the time the dollar got a good kicking, and that's where the cash is, right? The commodities all up there as well. All right, guys, all the best. Good luck. Cheerio.